Imagine a 50-foot semi-trailer hauling tons of valuable electronics down an interstate. It takes massive physical effort to keep that weight in motion. A thief thousands of miles away is now in control of that cargo's destination, working through a laptop screen while the driver is still on the road. Across the United States and Canada last year, cargo theft losses spiked by 60%, reaching $725 million. Criminal networks are now siphoning off $18 million daily, pushing the average loss per theft to nearly $274,000. The FBI has issued a public warning detailing a shift in criminal methodology. Instead of traditional roadside hijackings, these groups are deploying strategic cargo theft, an approach targeting digital logistics systems. To steal the modern supply chain's most valuable physical freight, these groups must first hijack its digital brain. This network map represents the flow of the industry. Shippers, brokers, and trucking carriers meet on digital marketplaces called load boards to match available trucks with waiting cargo. The entire system relies on digital trust to keep goods moving. The compromise begins when a hacker gains access to a legitimate freight broker's account. They use this stolen identity to post fraudulent, lucrative load listings, broadcasting them across the load boards to attract attention. Real trucking carriers see these premium listings and start bidding on the jobs, unaware they are communicating with a criminal masquerading as a broker. Once a bid is accepted, the hacker sends the carrier a link. They frame it as a routine requirement, like downloading a tracking tool or a remote monitor and managing application. The hacker now holds total administrative authority over the carrier's systems. They can monitor internal communications, access account credentials, and manipulate cargo assignments in real time. This digital disguise is complete. The hacker is now operating from inside a legitimate trucking company's infrastructure with full authorization to move freight through the supply chain. In this stage, the hacker, still posing as the compromised carrier, bids on actual cargo loads from legitimate shippers. Because their digital profile is vetted and authorized, they easily secure the transport rights for high-value freight. After winning the contract, the hacker assigns the actual pickup to an unwitting legitimate truck driver who heads to the warehouse to collect the goods. While the driver is in transit, the hacker issues a mid-trip update. They redirect the driver to a fraudulent destination, claiming the original drop-off point has been changed. At this fake location, the cargo is transferred over to complicit drivers. The original driver leaves, and the freight is moved to a warehouse for resale on the black market. The theft succeeds because every digital checkpoint along the route was satisfied. To the shipper and the broker, the chain of custody appeared perfectly legitimate until the moment the goods disappeared. These networks are highly selective about their targets. Food and beverage theft increased by 47% last year, and the demand for copper products has driven a 77% surge in the theft of industrial metals. The geography of these crimes is also expanding. While activity in traditional hotspots like Los Angeles County has slightly dipped, thefts are rising in historically lower risk regions, such as Kern and San Joaquin counties. These losses ripple through the economy. When $18 million in goods vanishes every day, businesses are forced to raise prices to cover the deficit, meaning families face higher costs for basic essentials. There is a direct human cost for those on the road. The American Trucking Association reports that drivers are increasingly exposed to intimidation and physical assault when they inadvertently arrive at a fraudulent drop-off point. What began as digital fraud has evolved into a physical threat to the workers who keep the national supply chain moving. Lawmakers are responding with the Combating Organized Retail Crime Act, a bipartisan effort to address these sophisticated supply chain threats at the federal level. If passed, the bill would establish a multi-agency response, creating new tools for law enforcement to track and dismantle organized theft networks across the country. The modern supply chain is an extension of our digital infrastructure. Protecting physical goods on the highway now requires a primary focus on the security of the data in the cloud.